right. Good morning, everyone. I am excited today because I'm going to be talking about one of the topics that I use a lot in my practice. So, I'm going to be bringing the pendulum out today. So, we're going to be talking about the fourth face of intention, and that is beauty. Beauty. Do you remember when you were a kid? And some of you may still do this. So, do you remember when you were a kid and everything was awesome? You would see a bird fly for the first time and it was amazing. And you would see a rainbow, or you would go to the beach for the first time, or I don't know, rain, snow. The first time you built a snowman. I mean, all these wonderful things that we did when we were kids, and how awesome and amazing and miraculous these things were. And we found beauty in everything. We had that innocence that we were able to just find beauty and find the awesomeness in everything. We would play with frogs. I remember playing with frogs. I did. So we weren't afraid to find beauty in things. We weren't afraid to take the time to really go from macro to micro and really start looking at things and finding the beauty in it. So what I really love about the topic of beauty is that beauty equals truth. Okay, beauty equals truth. Any thought that is false will weaken you. So when we don't find the beauty in something, then that thought disempowers us, depreciates us, or we depreciate it, and it becomes a falsehood. So beauty is truth. And that is a lot of the basis of the work that I do. Because your energy, your body knows the truth. Your body knows what it wants. Your body knows what it needs. Your energy, regardless of how you act or what your free will decisions are, knows the truth. And because of that, there is beauty in the truth, right? There's beauty in the truth. Good morning, Melissa. So people live, and I did a lot of notes on this today because I really wanted to make sure that I sometimes go off on a tangent and start going off and talking about something, and then I come back and I forget that there was things that I wanted to say. So most people in the world live in a calibration of frequency between around 200. So I want you to think of a thermostat that goes from 1 to 1,000. Okay, like a thermostat that goes from 1 degree to 1,000 degrees. And most people live, 87% of the population lives in a frequency below 200. Okay, so what we want to do is raise our frequency, raise our vibration. Okay, we want to get as close to that 1,000 that we can. Simply learning Reiki raises your vibration. Good morning, Tina. So what we want to do is raise your vibration and your frequency, and that means finding the beauty in things. That means finding the truth in things. Good morning, Lisa. So below 200 suggests that the people who are below 200 can't distinguish between the truth and falsehood. All right. That's why we have so many people who are in anxiety and depression and stress, because they can't see or tell the difference between what is true and what is false. Okay. So that's why our frequency is low. I use the pendulum a lot, and I'm going to show you guys in a moment why I do that. So the body is the perfect truth. It knows whether it wants meat, It knows whether it wants to be a vegan. It knows whether it doesn't matter what you want consciously. Your body has its own mind. I'm going to put that in quotation marks here. It has its own brain, its own way of being. It knows what it wants. It knows what it needs. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can put whatever you want into this body. If you ask your body, if you ask your energy, it absolutely knows what it wants and what it needs. So one of the things that you want to do is learn how to talk to your body. Learn how to speak to your energy. Why? Because it's the truth. And there's beauty in the truth. Okay, there's beauty in the truth. When we stay on the side of falsehood, when our frequency and vibration stays down, then we are depreciating ourselves. We are suppressing who we are. Even though we may not know that we're doing that. Okay, even though we may not know that we're doing that. So our body only responds to the truth in a positive way. Okay, it will answer us if it doesn't want something, but it will respond always in a positive way. So muscle testing, applied kinesiology. Some of you who go to naturopaths might have experienced this. Some of my clients are watching and my friends. So you have done this with me already. So you know this. So those of you who are on podcasts can't see what I'm doing, but I'm going to explain it as best as I can in words. Good morning, Rosie. So what I do is I hold the pendulum. Why do I use a pendulum? Well, because number one, some of you are watching me or listening to me, and even with my clients, I don't want to make people get up and get down, get up and get down while I actually muscle test on their body throughout. So I use a pendulum because I use it as an extension of my body. Okay. And this is what gives me this is my beauty signal. This is what tells me the truth. This is what is my lie detector, so to speak. Okay. So if I was to hold my pendulum up, and those of you who are just listening, if I ask my pendulum to tell me what yes is, my pendulum turns round and round. So I'm just asking my energy to show me what is yes, and my pendulum turns round and round. And then I ask my energy to show me what is no, and my pendulum goes back and forth. Round and round for yes, back and forth for no. Okay? The only movement that you're ever going to find in this is if you are holding your arm jet straight, your forearm muscle will move a little bit because it just does. Because it's holding on to the weight of the pendulum. Even though it's a light thing, there still will be the smallest of movement in your forearm. Okay? So, but in order for me to do this, physically do this, I'd really have to move my fingers. Like I'd have to move my hands full on. Okay. So this, I'm just saying, I'm asking it to go from yes to no. So while I'm talking to you in my mind, I'm saying to my energy, can you just go back and forth from yes to no? Just go back and forth from yes to no. So it's doing that right now on its own. And now I'm just going to ask it to stop moving altogether. And we'll do that. Good morning, Maria. Now, the beauty of working with a pendulum is that sometimes my clients or the people that I'm talking to, or even me, okay, because I have limiting beliefs as well. As much as I work on them, there's thousands and millions of beliefs in there that have been given to me my whole life, right? 80% of our beliefs are given to us, right? 80% of our beliefs are given to us. And because they're given to us, right, how many of you have tested those beliefs to be true? Right. And there's not only one way to do things. So we get, caught up in this. There's only this way to do it because my mom told me that this is the only way, or my dad said that this is the only way, or my teacher told me, or this reverend told me, or whatever, or the minister or the father or whatever. Somebody told me that this is the only way to do it. So this is the way that I do it. Not true. That might have been their way of doing it, but that doesn't have to be your way of doing things. So one of my challenges to you this morning is going to be to test. Good morning, Ash. Don't know if I'm saying your name right. Ashakud. And Maria, good morning. So you need to test what is true for you. What is your beauty? What is true for you? And the reason why I say to people, test what's true for you, is because we get so caught up in our beliefs and external things that we want to understand what is our own beauty. What does our body want? What does our energy need us to do? Why do we want to ask our energy? Well, those of you who have listened to me, you know that you have this beautiful energy of creation running through your body. You know that it's in every cell of your body. You know that it is 99.9% of your makeup. So since that's true, well, that energy created the whole universe. So number one, you have this incredible power in you. And number two, what don't you know? You know everything that energy knows. You just need to be able to connect like a radio antenna. Okay. So you want to be able to connect. So that's why I use the pendulum a lot in my practice, because regardless of what the client tells me, and trust me when I tell you, I don't think the client's lying to me. Okay. I don't think people lie to me. I think that they believe that that's their truth. Okay. But that truth that they believe may not actually be their truth, may not actually be what's really true for them. And they are unaware of that. Okay. So it's about just opening up other options. People are still free to do whatever they wish. But of course, you want to just be able to connect to that wonderful energy. We have so much available to us and we don't know it because we don't see it. Okay. So this is a great way to see it. All right. So about 87% of the population calibrate below 200. So that, like I said before, so 87% of the population cannot tell the difference between truth and falsehood. We're given so much information. We are given so much information from social media, from religion, from schools, from our teachers, from our peers. That's where our beliefs come from. So at some point, when we get 7,000 million different messages, it's hard to distinguish what's the truth. It's hard to tell where the beauty is, right? Where that beauty piece is. All right. And this is talking about a different kind of beauty. I'm not talking about what you find attractive and unattractive. That's not what I'm talking about, right? There is beauty in everything. It was created by the creator. There is no such thing as unattractive. Energy doesn't make mistakes. Okay, so there is this beautiful energy in all of us. All right, so just keeping that in mind. Now think about soldiers. Let's talk about soldiers for a minute. So soldiers go to war. They go to war, and the first thing they do, a lot of things that they do, is they are told to break. So let's talk about religion. We're taught, thou shalt not kill. We're taught that, right? I think every religion says that. And we all know that beauty inside of us, that truth inside of us, that we shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be killing anybody. If you get right to the core of it, nobody should be killing anybody. Okay? So think of a soldier. They're told to go out and kill their enemy simply because somebody told them to. So how does that go against everything that they've ever believed in their life? They've been told, thou shalt not kill. And yet they go out and they kill. Okay, they go out and they kill. And that has a traumatic effect on the body because they are going against their truth. They are going against their beauty. And that causes PTSD in a lot of people, in a lot of those soldiers, because what they're doing goes against their beliefs, their core beliefs. They might turn around and say, yes, yes, let's go out and get that enemy because that's what they are told to do. They are ramped up to do that. But it's wrong. We have no right to go kill anyone. Good morning, Clive. So how are we told our whole lives, don't do this? And then because somebody who's in power all of a sudden said, do it, we're supposed to do it. But tomorrow they might like those people again. And now we're told to kill somebody else. Now we like them. Now we're going to go after these people. Oh, wait. Now we like them, and now we're going to go kill these people. Okay. So that has a traumatic effect on the body. Not to mention, it's like completely wrong. But what is it doing to them, to their energy, to their body? Okay. And that's why people go into PTSD, because it's a complete violation of the truth. They have violated the truth. Okay. They have violated their own truth. They have violated their own beauty. And that is why the body goes into trauma. Okay. So just understanding that that weakens them. So if you think of someone like John Keats, he has a quote that says, "Beauty is truth and truth is beauty." That's all you need to know. That's his quote. Beauty is truth and truth is beauty. And that's all you need to know. So beauty and truth are synonymous. They mean the same thing. So as you begin to find your connection to that energy, which you've never lost, you've never been disconnected, but as you start to find that connection to your energy again, you begin to see the beauty everywhere. You begin to be that child again, that innocence that goes, whoa, look at that bird. And oh my God, did you see that rainbow? And, and look at the snow. And look at you. And I can see that wonderful energy inside you behind those eyes. Right? It's about understanding that there is so much more out there and finding the beauty in everything. Sometimes when people get older, they begin to forget things. Whether it's through something like Alzheimer's or whether it's through something like dementia, they begin to forget things. And sometimes those same people begin to act like children. And to me, sometimes I think, what a way to be able to end this life with the innocence of a child. Once again, you came in with the innocence of a child, you get to go with the innocence of a child. So that's almost a blessing. We, the ones who sit outside of that, may not see it that way. It's very difficult for us because the identity of that person that we always knew might be missing. But if you look at it in a different way, see the beauty in them now, they don't worry about all the things we worry about. They're not concerned with all of the horrific things that are going on in the world. They get to be a child again. They get to leave this world in that beautiful innocence once again. So that's pretty awesome if you can look at it in that way. So we begin to see beauty everywhere. We begin to see beauty in things that we at one time might have thought was unattractive. Right? In an observation of a spider web. When was the last time you looked at a spider web? I mean, really looked at a spider web and noticed the beauty in that. Good morning, Clive and Rob. And Matt, we've got Matt here. So when was the last time that you actually looked at a spider web? I live in Southampton near the water. So there are times of years where I walk out my kitchen door and there's spider webs all inside my porch. And I could have cleaned them all up the day before and I'll come back out and there they are again. So, sometimes have you ever thought to just look at them? When we were kids, we probably would have stared at it for hours, right? Because we saw the beauty and the fascination in what that spider was doing. And now we look at it like a nuisance. Messes up my porch, right? When you don't see the beauty, you are disconnected. Not really disconnected, but you feel disconnected. When you can't see the beauty in things, it's almost like you've turned your back on your connection. So it's about being an appreciator in this world, appreciating the beauty. empowering the beauty, noticing the beauty, taking the time to take those. We get so tunnel vision in what we're doing every single day that we're like those horses with blinders on. And we need to take the blinders off and just notice the beauty around us that we have forgotten to look at, that we don't have the time to look at anymore because we're so busy doing things, right? We're just busy people, busy. Everybody's busy, right? So find the value in life, notice it, see it, take a moment and find the beauty in it. Once again, like you did when you were a kid. Imagine being able to find beauty in the worst of circumstances. What if you could look at the worst of circumstances and find beauty in it? Sometimes that's going to be hard to do. But what if you did? What if you could? What if instead of noticing all the ugliness of something, the horrific circumstance, you can look into it and find the beauty of it? When you become an appreciator, you become also less stress-free. Less stress-free? Sorry, you become less stressed. Let me rephrase that. That's exactly the opposite of what I wanted to say. So when you start to find the beauty in things, you actually become less stressed, less anxious. When we are always anxious and we are always stressed and we're always finding ourselves in this depression, it's like we're feeling spiritually insecure. Okay? Because if you're secure in your spirituality, and I don't mean this in a religious way, if you are secure in your energetic being, if you are secure in who you are, if you are secure in what you are, there's no insecurity. There's no anxiety. There's no depression. Paramananda says, so long as we believe in our heart of hearts that our capacity is limited and we grow anxious and unhappy, we are lacking in faith. One who truly trusts in God has no right to be anxious about anything. I love that quote. And I'm just going to quickly just repeat that. So long as we believe in our heart of hearts that our capacity is limited and we grow anxious and unhappy, we are lacking in faith. One who truly trusts in God has no right to be anxious about anything. Anxiety and stress are only possible when you feel disconnected, when you feel stuck, when you can't find your way to your connection. And sometimes we take other ways of finding that connection. Good morning, Rama. Friday kind of guy. I love the names on podcasts that people have for themselves. I love that. So people find other ways to kind of deal with this. Instead of finding their reconnection, instead of finding what's wrong, instead of changing their limiting beliefs and clearing blockages so that they can find their they can find their connection again and feel the connection again, they might do things like take drugs for stress, drink, gamble, retail therapy, various different things to try and fill that emptiness, to fill that emotional dissatisfaction that they feel inside. So going back to what I said yesterday, I intend to feel God. If we say that, and I say God is that, I intend to feel good. If you take one O out of the word good, we have God. I intend to feel God. I intend to feel good. My intention is to feel good. To feel God or energy or Allah or source or universe, whatever your name is for that higher power. I don't want you to get all hung up on the word. Notice that what you're feeling. So notice what you're feeling in every moment. and decide whether it is true, it is beautiful. See the beauty in everyone. See the beauty in everything. Notice that, we have this wonderful planet that we're living on that, there are some not nice things happening to it. But let's try and find the beauty in it. And if we can raise our vibration because we begin to see the beauty, if we can take ourselves, that 87% of people who vibrate lower than 200, then what if we started to raise those people, right? What if we started to raise those people? What if each one of them started to find the beauty and the truth in things? What would happen then? Because when we change the things around us, when we change our own energy, when we change the way we think, then everything around us changes. So if all of a sudden a lot of people started changing the way that they think about things, if a lot of people started changing things around them and everything around them changes, and all of a sudden it turns into beauty and truth, that's going to affect everyone. We talk about how do we want to make an impact on humanity. I try to do it every day. I come here and I'm talking to you and I work with clients and I put on workshops and I do all kinds of things to make an impact. But I couldn't do that unless I changed my way of thinking. I always have to stay vigilant in finding the beauty and the truth. And if I can't find the beauty and the truth, then I move to my pendulum and I muscle test it. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not seeing what the right thing to do is here. I'm not seeing the right way to look at this. I need help. So think about it. Try and live your life a little bit differently, a little bit at a time. You're not a light switch. I don't expect you to just switch on the light and be different tomorrow or in the next 5 minutes. It takes some time. It takes some practice. It takes vigilance, and it takes faith in yourself. Faith is not about religion. Faith is the truth. Truth is beauty. Beauty is faith. There are some things we know to be true. Good morning, Joy. Good morning, Sid. There are some things that we know to be true. The sun rises every day. Even if it's behind the clouds, we know it's up there. This world is constantly spinning. We move around the sun. There is gravity on this planet. We breathe air and oxygen. We know these things. We know them to be true. We have faith in these things, and we know them to be true, even though some of them we can't see. Can you see gravity? I can't see gravity. If you can, good for you. I don't see it. I can't see all the air that I breathe. Can't see it, but I know it's there. I can't see or feel this planet spinning, but I know that it is. There are some things that we know to be true. So truth is beauty. Beauty is faith. And faith is your truth. So the fact that you have the capacity to find beauty in things, the fact that you have the capacity to change your vibration and your frequency and raise it, the fact that you can find beauty and be that child once again and find the beauty in everything and slow your roll a little bit. Those of you who are super, super busy. I mean, I know what that's about. I'm a solopreneur. I am every part of my business. And I know what it's like to be in demand, to be busy, to be looking at all these opportunities. I get that. But you got to stop and breathe. You got to stop and look. You got to stop and appreciate the beauty. And my last thing that I'm going to say to you is try and stop yourself from being a human doing. And it's time to be a human being. Move from doing to being. So give it some thought. And I will see you guys and be here to talk to you again tomorrow on Masterful Mornings. And I want to thank you that come every morning to visit me and hopefully share and follow me, follow my podcast, and share and comment on my Facebook lives. And I am so happy that you guys come out every morning, and I see the beauty in that, and I feel supported, and I want to thank you for that. And I am so very grateful. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to y'all soon. Love you. Mwah. Bye-bye.